Hey everyone, and welcome back. It is Thursday, and these are the instructions for today. Today, you guys will be studying the Native Americans and how they felt about colonists, how colonists felt about them, and how the English colonists interacted differently with the Native Americans than did, say, the French fur trappers. Okay, so lots about Native Americans today. It's set up a little differently. I hope you guys kind of find it fun. Let me know what you guys end up thinking. So today's learning target is I will interpret the various interactions between colonists and Native Americans to estimate how the Native Americans felt about the colonists. So today you're going to be reading about how they felt about each other, their interactions. I want you to pretend at the end of today, if you were a Native American, how would you have felt about the English colonists in colonial America? Okay? So, first thing on our agenda, go ahead and complete today's attendance. It's this form right down here. Please do this. I know you guys are sick of me saying this, but a lot of you don't do it. So please finish your attendance for today before 2:30 p.m. Okay, it is Thursday. For those of you that are on A group or virtual, for those of you on B group, this will be on Friday, but it has to be done before 2:30 p.m. or you will be absent. No exceptions. Okay, please make sure you do it. All right, after you do that, you can go ahead and open up the Google Slides for today. All right. So, in our notebook today, our vocabulary, we have two words. We have estimate. Okay, what does it mean to estimate? You guys should know this from science and from math and so forth. Okay, what is your hypothesis? What is your best guess going to be? Okay, and then the word native. You guys are going to see it lots where we talk about Native Americans as natives. What does it mean to be a native of somewhere? Okay, that's not a negative term. Okay, what was the proper use of that term native mean? Okay, our learning target once again, I will interpret the various interactions between colonists and Native Americans to estimate how the Native Americans felt about the colonists. All right, you're in for today. What do you think the relationship between the Native Americans and the colonists looked like, sounded like, and felt like? Okay, so you're taking a guess now. You haven't read anything yet. What do you think that relationship between the colonists and Native Americans looked like? Okay, what are you seeing? Okay, if you were there observing them interact, okay, watching them, what would you see? What would you hear? And what would it feel like? Okay. As far as essential questions go, we're focusing on that third one we've had the last few days. What are the consequences when cultures interact? Okay. And our topic is Native Americans. I think you guys figured that out. Go ahead and pause the video at this point and take the time to fill out your notebook. All right, thanks for filling out your notebook. Next, we have our agenda. So on our agenda, you can see a couple things here. We've already done 1, 2, 3. You're currently doing 4. We'll go ahead and look at number 5 in just a second and number 6. And then number 7 is tied to number 6. And then lastly, of course, number 8 will be your out. So let's go ahead and look at number 5. Okay, so you're going to watch a quick 10-minute video. It goes very quickly. That's all right. You do not have to get everything out of this. Okay, but while you watch, okay, go ahead and record 5 things you learned about the interactions between the Native Americans and the English specifically, okay? Because you have to remember the northern colonies we study are mostly English colonists, okay? So they're going to be the ones that we're going to focus on for the most part. So 5 things. And you can just do this in the classwork section of your notebook. Write down 5 things you noticed about their relationship from this video, okay? Pause it as you need. So at this point, you should pause the instruction video. Go ahead and continue on with the other video. Once you're done with that, go ahead and come back and I'll explain your worksheet for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching John Green's video and where he explains a few different things about the way the Native Americans interact. I really do hope that was helpful. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to you guys doing the work and exploring the natives of colonial America. Okay, so go ahead and look at your instructions right here. You will be exploring Native Americans and their interactions with the English colonists and French fur trappers, as well as a few personal accounts from members of each group. Okay, you'll be reading about how they interacted, and you'll be reading some thoughts from both Native Americans and colonists on the other. Okay, you guys will be using the Exploring the Natives of America, Colonial America document. It's attached to the Google Classroom assignment. I'll show you where that is in just a second. Okay, it has everything you need to complete the assignment for today. It's got some different links that you can use. I'll show you how that all works. And then also make sure to answer the reflection questions as you go. Okay, those are also found in the document. I promise you'll see it as soon as we take a look at it. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to jump back over to Google Classroom. We're going to open up Exploring the Natives of Colonial America. Okay, your directions. Use the links provided below to answer the reflection questions for each section. After you've explored each of the links, answer the final question at the end. Okay, and actually, this will be your out question for today. Okay, you can go ahead and do that in your out section of your notebook, and it'll be in the Google Slides for you guys. Okay, so section 1. Okay, you guys can see here it's blue because there is a hyperlink. Go ahead and click on that. All right, I promise it's not very long. Okay, it's 3 different English colonists and their views on the Native Americans. Okay, after you've read that, go ahead and answer these questions. First, you need to explain each of their views. So for the first view, type it up here. For the second view, type it here. Third view, type it here. Basically tell me, what does this person think of the Native Americans? Okay, and then the second question, why do you think the colonists did not have the same view of Native Americans? Okay, these guys are not going to all have the same view of the natives. Okay, so I need you to go in and explain, why do you think that is? Why did they have different views? All right, next, okay, Native Americans and their thoughts. Once again, it is a link. Go ahead and click on it. Okay, once again, you will have 3 different views. These are from Native Americans. Okay, go ahead and read through them. Just like we did with the previous one, explain each view. What is the first person saying? What is the second person saying? What is the third person saying? Okay, and then why do you think the Native Americans felt the way they did about the colonists? Lastly, we'll be reading about the French and the Native Americans. Once again, this is a link. Go ahead and open it up. Okay, you're going to read through. I promise it's not very long. I believe it's less than 2 pages. Yep, it's barely a page and a half. Shouldn't take you very long. Okay, and you're going to answer these 2 questions. First, why did the French have better interactions with the Native Americans than other foreigners? Okay, the English and the Spanish did not have very good interactions with the Native Americans, but the French did. Why is that? Okay, give us some reasons. Second, in your opinion, okay, so what do you think? What is the biggest difference between the way the French and English interacted with Native Americans? What is the biggest thing that the French did differently? Okay, before you talk about all the things they did differently, this time you explain why you think one of them was the most important thing they did differently. All right, once you've got all that answered, all you need to do is complete your out for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of these, go back to our slides, click on the out. All right, if you were a native person in colonial America, how would you feel about the colonists? And why would you feel that way? You guys can go ahead and write that down in your notebook. Once you're finished with that, go ahead, turn in the assignment for the day, and that is all. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. If you're having a hard time with reading, please feel free to reach out to me and we'll talk about it. As always, thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your day.